Oh man. The TikTok psychic is now claiming she's going to sue me and another YouTuber for making videos covering her absolute insane actions.
And I'm going to sue. As soon as I can get some of these other things cleared out, I am suing everybody who defamed me on this platform, YouTube. Marquis, Atozy. I'm sure there's a way for them to be sued for what they've done. Everybody who defamed me is getting sued.
Well, I guess we're in for a treat today, but the story starts off with a sadder tone because it starts around the tragedy that involved the 4 University of Idaho students. This TikTok psychic decided this was her big opportunity to get some attention on the internet, where she made about 100 TikToks claiming that a random professor that worked at the same university the kids went to was behind all of this. Then when the alleged perpetrator was arrested, she shifted her entire story to claim that, oh, she didn't do it, she ordered it instead. So how did she get to this conclusion? Well, apparently she went onto the school faculty site and did a tarot card reading of the professors and came to the conclusion that this one professor was behind it all. Obviously, there's like no evidence backing her insane claims, so the professor sued her for defamation, naturally, as anyone would when you're accused of something like that. So did the TikTok psychic back down now that she was being sued? No, absolutely not. To everyone's surprise, she made this video.
I'm about to put this demand letter Rebecca Schofield attorney sent me by the tissue so I can wipe my with it.
Then she doubled down again by saying this.
I think that's how y'all want me to feel about a measly $75,000 lawsuit that I'm gonna win. Oh my God. Rebecca is suing me.
But to nobody's surprise, things have not panned out in her favor in court. She's representing herself and the whole thing's just an absolute train wreck. So I guess she thought it was a good idea to make a little update vlog and post on YouTube where she talks about how the case is going. And in this video, she announces her plans to sue me. So that's what we're taking a look at today.
The situation that we're in now is we're in the discovery phase, which is supposed to be the phase where, you know, we get to the truth. But here's the issue. Schofield and her attorneys don't want to get to the truth. They just want to continue these lies. The lie that I made stuff up regarding Schofield and that I lied. What did they say? Made false statements knowing they are false. They want to continue these lies that she's innocent and that I just made this stuff up for no reason. Like, who would do that? Maybe there are people out in the world who would, but that's not what happened.
How does she not see the irony in this? In one of the previous videos I made on this whole case, I read the lawsuit where the TikTok psychic, Ashley, she wanted everything from the professor. Phone records, bank statements, emails, social media, like the whole 9 yards, just to try to prove her insane claims. And the judge naturally denied it and called it a wild fishing expedition, but apparently she's far from done when it comes to slandering this professor. But Ashley claims this is not what happened. So I guess let's hear out what she claims happened.
I did a tarot reading regarding the I used my gifts, my spiritual gifts, and that's what came out. My information regarding Schofield being the ordering the of the 4 University of Idaho students came that way. It had nothing to do with, I don't even know her. Why would I just make up something about a random stranger? But because I'm who I am and she's who she is, people just wanted to simply believe it. One, because they're demonic. And whenever you speak on spirituality, their demons just come out.
Okay. So she did a tarot card reading using her gift, and she would never make up anything about a random stranger. Well, in that case closed. Why didn't she tell us this earlier? While this logic may have worked in medieval times where you could just point at someone and say, hey, that person's practicing witchcraft, and then they just be torched publicly for it, thankfully, we live in an era where the justice system doesn't work like that. It seems like she's misunderstanding the entire court case, because from what I can tell, it's about Ashley defaming the professor. And Ashley's doing a very good job showing the world that she is defaming the professor. But unfortunately for Ashley, it gets so much worse.
The issue that I'm having now is that the courts are complicit with what Schofield has going on. So I feel like the judge has done something fraudulent. Here's the thing, either he's like just trying to make friends instead of following the law, and something is off with this judge.
Oh yeah, let's just slander the judge as well. Why is she posting this video? Where is the upside here?
Because the court, for example, we're in the discovery process. In the discovery process, they subpoenaed my TikToks, okay? There was no back and forth regarding that. You sent a letter of intent they sent a letter of intent saying that they were going to subpoena my TikTok. I didn't have anything to hide. I let them subpoena my TikTok with no opposition. I subpoenaed her Facebook. Initially, there was nothing said. Then a few weeks later, suddenly her attorney comes back and say, oh, there's baby pictures that Schofield is trying to keep private. That's a lie. The reason they don't want me into Schofield's Facebook is because it has information that proves that what I'm saying is not a lie.
They subpoenaed her TikTok because she used her TikTok to defame the professor. That doesn't give Ashley the right to subpoena the professor's Facebook to dig around for something in hopes of proving her narrative. Make it make sense.
So yeah, there's stuff in her Facebook that obviously makes her guilty of the crimes that I'm saying, gives evidence that she's guilty. So all the entire court case, they tried to play this game, made a lot of accusations of me being a liar, made a lot of false statements about me, and kept talking about me not having evidence. But when it's time for me to get evidence, they're trying to prevent it.
Oh man, that's because you're supposed to have the evidence before claiming she did it. It's not like she was caught saying, oh, I think the professor did it. No, she made roughly 100 videos claiming that the professor did it and that she orchestrated it. Why do that to yourself?
So if there is nothing to hide, why would they go take the time out to file a motion to quash the subpoena to Facebook? It's not about a baby picture. They are trying to hide.
No, she's acting like an obsessive, insane person. Of course you don't want someone like that digging through your personal life and messages. That's just common sense. Holy, I am still in disbelief. Like, this is such a wild case. And this is such a wild video for her to make.
So they filed this motion to quash. So I finally responded because I was really over this case because the judge is obviously biased. So it's like if the judge is biased and I'm dealing with criminals, first of all, I'm dealing with the who ordered the of 4 students, so a quadruple.
Bruh, why does she keep saying that where she clearly states in this video she has zero evidence? So she's desperately trying to subpoena the professor's accounts to desperately find anything to back her wild claims.
So my entire life has been attacked. My housing situation has been attacked unjustifiably. And this is all stemming from a kind act.
That's so kind of you to try to ruin someone's life based on a tarot card reading.
So what he did, again, sided with Schofield, or I feel like he's complicit with Schofield. That's why they wanted to file this case in Idaho, because that's where her power is, that's where her resources and connections are, and that's how they can manipulate the system like they're manipulating this judge.
Or, I don't know, wild thought that you slandered a professor that's based in Idaho about a case that's also happening in Idaho. The judge is just a neutral party. It's not their fault you're representing yourself and you have no idea what you're doing.
So the judge grants this motion. So now I have to file a motion to get the order that I need to get Schofield's Facebook. That takes me back to 21 days. They have to respond. They're going to take every bit of that 21 days because they don't want me in her Facebook, because obviously that's where my evidence is.
You're supposed to have evidence before you make 100 videos claiming someone ordered a hit. How is this not clicking with her? I'm in shock from all this. So the University of Idaho made a statement backing the professor, confirming that the professor has never had any of the victims as students. And this is how Ashley responded to that.
The University of Idaho responds by saying the University of Idaho has no record of the students having taken any classes at the University of Idaho which were taught by Professor Schofield. Who said that? I said she mentored at least one of them, and I said she mentored Kaylee. I didn't say that she taught them in a class. And you don't have to know a student. You don't have to teach a student a class to know them.
She just sounds way too confident when the only thing that she's standing on is tarot card readings. This woman's wasted so much time, caused so much damage for this professor, all because of her thirst for attention on TikTok and her tarot card hobby. This whole thing is just so laughably stupid, it becomes sad.
So basically, they're going to use this saying that there is no evidence, but This is not showing that there is no evidence. This is showing there was no investigation and that she didn't teach the students. Nobody says she taught the students. You don't have to teach them to know them. So these are the type of games that they're playing. If you were so innocent, you wouldn't have to play these type of games. You would just be innocent.
You can easily flip that on her and say, hey, you made 100 videos claiming this professor is guilty. Why do you need to dig through her social media accounts to prove that she's guilty? But then she decides to throw herself a pity party because of her own actions. And she still doesn't really take any accountability.
So now this creates more work for me, but I'm also bitter because this is not my job. This is Moscow Police Department, FBI, whoever is doing this case, that's their job. But because they put me in a position that I have to protect myself, now I have to, without pay, use my own money. Matter of fact, that subpoena cost me $225. Where's my money? I have to use my money for that. I don't want to deal with this. This is not my case. But now I have to deal with this case because I have to protect myself.
Well, I mean, that would be because you made 100 videos saying the professor hired a hit on a bunch of students. Then, when they sent you a cease and desist to remove it all, this is how you responded.
I'm about to put this demand letter Rebecca Schofield, attorney, sent me by the tissue so I can wipe my with it.
I mean, this woman's just been given so many outs, but she just continues to defame the professor, even in this video, multiple times.
Yeah, because they put me in a position where I had to protect myself, and I put myself in this position too by trying overstepping boundaries and trying to help people who did not deserve my help. None of y'all, no people in this world deserve my help, is what I'm saying. So I should not even have done this.
Yeah, correct.
People who claim I don't have evidence, but when I try to get evidence, they try to fight me from getting the evidence.
Wouldn't that mean that you just don't have evidence?
But then also claiming to be innocent and also claiming that what I'm saying is false. Using the fact that I don't have evidence, but trying to prevent me from getting the evidence. What is all these games being played for if you're so innocent? Why did you have to defame me on news media if you were so innocent? You lied. Why did you have to file this frivolous, lying civil complaint? And I feel like people need to serve jail time for filing this civil complaint. That was a lie. Or at least lose their license to practice law.
I think this definitely ranks as the dumbest situation we've ever covered on this channel. This entire video just confirms how incompetent she is and why no one should ever take her seriously. I mean, the entire lawsuit we read in one of the previous videos covering this also confirms that. But there, I was reading what she wrote. Now we're hearing it straight from her. Because I mean, this is really like watching the slowest train wreck over the span of a year. There's no brakes on the train. It's headed for a big fire. And every single tanker behind the engine is loaded with nitrous. Because this is going to be a massive disaster for her and her family because there is no way she's going to win this case.
I'm going to post some of these documents and I'm going to start doing vlogs on here too because it's a lot of videos and they just sit up here and lie. I don't look at the whole video, but the stuff that they say on these videos are disgusting and they just get on here and just disgustingly lie on me, about me, and I'm going to sue. As soon as I can get some of these other things cleared out, I am suing everybody who defamed me on this platform, YouTube specifically. Not suing YouTube, but the people on YouTube it was like Marquis, it's Atozy. They aren't Americans, but I'm sure there's a way for them to be sued for what they've done.
For what? Covering your dumbass actions? This woman has been making very publicly laughably stupid decisions for almost a year now. And we've just been covering the show. If she decides to represent herself and whips out the tarot cards in court with me, I'll make sure to live stream everything.
Everybody who defamed me is getting sued. Or they're going to get letters from my attorney. And I will get an attorney for that because after this, I'm taking a break. I deserve rest. My attorneys, either they're going to have to issue apologies or my attorney is going to, whenever I get an attorney, we're going to have to have a conversation on how I'm going to handle these people who also defame me on YouTube. Because just because you hear something and that doesn't mean it's true.
Does she not see the irony with what she's saying? Just because you get a tarot card reading doesn't mean that it's true. How is she real?
So you don't get to just get on the platform and spread misinformation because somebody else told you. You're held liable for your actions. You're held liable for the things that you said. I'm in court because I told the truth.
That makes sense.
If you see, there's a lot of videos about the 4 University of Idaho students and who they think did it. But none of them are in court because nobody was threatened by them. I'm in court because I told the truth.
Nobody else is in court because nobody else was dumb enough to make 100 videos claiming a random professor did it with zero evidence. How is this hard to understand?
And that person, Schofield, is threatened by me and the things that I said. So anyway, I tell the truth. So you can't just say, oh, how dare you say somebody get on the internet and say something, you're going to sue them, but, you know, whatever. Yes, I can say what I said because I was telling the truth. They're just spreading misinformation about me, and I'm going to sue them.
I think that was the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. Bless her heart. She's made this video roughly 2 weeks ago. I still haven't been served. Most likely, I'm probably not going to be served, but if I do, it'll be safe to say the TikTok psychic saga will take a very interesting turn. But her laughably stupid response to the professor in the ongoing lawsuit is right here, and there's also a brand new animation if you hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.